I think so.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Oh.
Welcome to the morning show. Rob Bowe.
Good
over
morning.
there. Kevin Walsh, President, WICR.
Introduce me as the president. Nobody cares I'm the president.
All 5 listeners care. And I'm Martino Puccio. So we're going to be doing the morning show every Tuesday this semester, hopefully the rest of the year, if we can, depending on what the schedules look like. So first hour, we're going to be doing sports, and then second hour, whatever Rob found for us. I didn't even look yet, to be honest with you.
It's some good stuff.
The communication levels are top
If you like Cheetos and chicken fries, tune in. Because
Okay, so who's the voice of the Cheetos guy in the commercials? Is that the guy from Clockwork Orange? Because it sounds like him.
Chester the Cheeto?
Chester the Cheeto.
No, Chester the Cheetah, actually.
The Cheetah.
The Cheeto.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's the voice of the guy from Clockwork Orange. If anyone knows who that is or seen that movie.
Yeah, because he does Lunchables now too.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I actually went
huge.
to elementary school with a kid who was in a Lunchables commercial.
That's also huge. He should have.
So he was like-
He goes to SUNY Purchase now, so he's still in the acting thing, but
So he's really like fulfilling the lifelong dream. First Lunchable commercials now.
then you remember Wacky Packages?
No.
You don't know Wacky Packages? I don't know. It was
Did
stupid.
that kid eat Lunchables every day, or was that like?
He probably had to.
No, he
it's like when
didn't.
an athlete signs
I
a
don't-
deal and they have to drink Gatorade every time they're seen in public.
Honestly, no. Honestly, I didn't really pay attention, but he did book a soap opera for a couple months in elementary school too, so he was gone for a little while. But I don't think like that went anywhere.
There was a kid in my elementary school who was like, "I'm an actor," so he was on Law and Order. What he kept telling everybody.
Yeah.
So my mom like taped the episode, so you got to put the VHS tape in and everything, which is cause back in the Stone Ages. So I woke up or whatever before class. She goes, "You can I can't wait for you to see what Anthony did on the show." I'm like, "Oh, cool. He was in it. Like actually." She's like, "This is gonna be kind of funny." He was in it for I think 5 seconds. They were walking by a playground, like the detectives, and he fought with someone over the shovel. And they were like, "Hey, cut it out," and then they ran away. And he was like, "Yeah, I was in Law and Order," and I was like, "Dude, what? I would have never noticed. You couldn't even see his face." But he was like really excited about it, so I guess I couldn't crush his dreams.
I
kinda
think
ridiculous.
shows like that are funnier. Like, you know how we're broadcasting majors, so we're behind the scenes, so we know how things work. I think it's funnier to like watch a scene like that and just be like, the kid was just like, all he had to do for 5 seconds. They're like, okay, roll, and then he's just fighting with the guy, and he's like really into it for what was it, like 5-10 seconds?
Yeah, like that's like it's a huge deal too for someone like that, and like for us it seems so minor.
Yeah, but I heard he had like an aside like from a Shakespearean like type of thing, but they cut it out
Oh
because it didn't fit the episode.
But could you imagine he tried to sell us on that? He's like, "No, I had this really big part, but they had to cut it out because they kind of stole the show, so that's why we just chopped it out." But,
They said like the show would be too good, so I
and
I
obviously
couldn't
they
do
don't
it.
want the quality to be too high on an episode of Law.
Just
and
like
Order.
pumping his fist after NC.
Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. So you did a great job of shoving that kid.
What's my motivation here?
Congratulations, Anthony
Okay.
Parisa, you've made
Okay,
it.
is he shoving the other kid because he has daddy issues, or is he doing it because he just doesn't like the other kid?
See, that's the thing.
I'm
That's
trying
the
to get
thing.
an understanding
Yeah.
of this character. All right, so anyways, last night, Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Redskins. This one wasn't really close. I didn't get to watch the full game, but Kev, I think you watched. Did you
Yeah.
watch the full thing?
Yeah.
No, it didn't matter. No Martavius Bryant, Le'Veon
Yeah, That
Bell.
was crazy to me. I thought the Steelers. Everybody seems to be very, very in love with the Steelers' offense, and last night showed why. But I thought that they were in love with an offense that didn't necessarily exist. The one that had a healthy Le'Veon Bell there, Martavis Bryant, Ladarius Green, all these things that aren't there, especially right now at the start of the season. 'Cause Le'Veon Bell will
Marcus
be
Wheaton
back.
didn't even play either, right?
Wheaton didn't play, so I was like, to me, I had picked the Redskins to win this one. I thought they were at home last year. Kirk Cousins was excellent at home, and I just figured there's a lot of things missing. And the game started off really slow for the Steelers, and the Redskins kept having to settle for field goals. And then Antonio Brown caught his first touchdown, and the game virtually just felt over from that point. Big Ben got into his groove. To me, the craziest thing that I really still can't understand about the Steelers, because this happened last year as well when Le'Veon Bell was out, is how D'Angelo Williams comes in seamlessly for who everybody believes to be the best running back. Because when Le'Veon's there, they don't miss a beat. D'Angelo
All
Williams
around, yeah. Everyone
puts
thinks
up-
he's the best all-around back in the game
And
when he's healthy.
And I'm not even arguing that. I think that might be the case. But D'Angelo Williams does it, everything that he does at the same exact level, with the same exact production. He had, I think, over 140 yards last night on the ground. He had 2 touchdowns, and he's got a big workload too. So at age of 33, D'Angelo Williams is really important for this group.
But that's the thing, though. He was never the number one guy. He always used to split carries with Jonathan Stewart in Carolina.
Yeah.
So that's how he extended his career. So it's
That's
not like he. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat that said Shady McCoy has more career carries than he does.
That's a good stat.
So I mean, that just goes to show you it doesn't really matter how old you are. It depends on how many carries. Like Adrian Peterson, technically the guy missed 2 seasons in his career if you really think about it. So a lot of people are just like, hey, you know what? Honestly, it's not that many carries. So that's why that many people are that surprised. But he's a professional, so you expect to fill in Kirk Cousins.
Do you like that?
I do like that. I think that the Steelers will always be good until Roethlisberger retires. Even when they're not good at even when they go 8-8 or something like that, they're still.
But that's what a great franchise is, though.
Yeah, the Steelers.
That's
honestly,
why
they're probably one of the best franchises.
Overall, I think they're the best franchise in the sport, next to the Packers. My thing is, with a great franchise, it's not just one era. You have to put it through multiple eras.
That's
like the
what I was
Yankees.
gonna
The Yankees had the 20s. Then they had dominating the 50s. They had a couple good teams in the 70s, and then they dominated the late 90s again. You know, that's a great franchise. I think the jury's still out on the Pats.
I was going to say that's what I was going to say.
I think the Pats and the Niners are kind of in that category. Yeah, 4 Super Bowls, amazing. I get it. But, I want to see what happens after Belichick, after Brady. Yeah. What do they do after that happens?
The after Belichick is when Belichick dies. He'll be coaching on his deathbed. Brady.
And he'll still be the best coach.
Exactly. They're going to be good in Garoppolo, even when Brady, I don't know when Brady's going to retire. He said he'll play for the next 7 years. And that seems a little unrealistic, but he will.
They're gonna clinch it.
It doesn't matter. They already clinched the East. As much as it kills me to say it, they already won.
True,
it's the same conversation people have when they say, "Oh, who is the best player in the NBA?" No. There's no debate. You're just saying it because you want a conversation. It's gonna be LeBron until LeBron either gets major injury or the minutes actually catch up to him.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a debate. It's like the same thing when people try and say, okay, who's going to win the AFC East this year?
It's the Patriots.
Come on. Are you kidding me? I'm a Jets fan. I don't care how easy the schedule is. Sunday just proved again why they're not going to do it. The Dolphins and the Bills shoot themselves in the foot. Whatever. That getting off track with that. But
the Patriots frustration.
No, I mean, I respect the heck out of them, but
I do, but I don't at the same time. I don't know. I mean,
reasons not to respect them, there's a ton.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, Deflategate. I don't believe Deflategate, but I respect them. But I don't like. I truly don't like them at all. I like.
You don't have to like them. There's a difference between like and respect. I don't like the Yankees, but I respect the heck out of them.
But do you have to respect the Patriots? I mean, I don't want to go too off track from the Monday night game, but. I mean, I think one of the reasons they got, everybody came down so hard on them for Deflategate is because Spygate already existed. I think that was a big variable that people seem to try to overlook. They have a history of it.
Of cheating, yeah. I would honestly go back to, when was Brady drafted, 99?
2000.
I would go back and sell a member of my family.
2000, I thought.
2001. Shout! He didn't play the first year. Mo Lewis hit Drew Bledsoe in the.
Yeah.
So I was about to curse. Mo Lewis hit him in 2001 in that, I think it was a Monday night game, and then Brady came in, and then Bledsoe never saw the field, and then that's it. The rest is literally history. No, I mean, what happens is it's also the fan base. It's Boston. I'm a Celtics fan, but I think the New England fan base alone is a totally different monster than just Boston.
Yeah.
Because you deal with Red Sox fans, Celtics fans. Patriots fans are the worst. It really does not matter what Brady does. That guy can't do no wrong. You know how many people rip apart other people for supporting Donald Trump. Brady is the only guy I've ever heard of that supports Donald Trump that does not get ripped apart for it.
Yeah. I think there's people in Boston that have no sense of political like aspirations or anything like that. They don't know any politics, but Brady's like, "Oh, I'm with Trump," and they're like, "All right, I guess I'm voting for Trump."
Honestly, if
Went out and
Brady
registered.
went to go pull an Arnold Schwarzenegger and try to go run for the governor of Massachusetts, I guarantee you, like
win
I
by
would,
He would win.
I think he would win.
Like 97 like he would win 97%.
He's a smart guy. He went to Michigan.
That's true. Yeah, but he didn't go for his brains. He went because he had a arm.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a good point. Can't really argue that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably.
He's probably I mean, he looks like a smart guy. He signed that Uggs deal, and that's cash, so he must know what he's doing.
And that really weird commercial where he like for mattresses that I think he's a part of. I don't know if anybody's seen
I think I
that.
saw that one too.
He like walks into like an empty room where there's just a mattress. He's just wearing like this slick, all blacked out suit, and then that's just kind of the end of the commercial. And it's like, what? What just happened here, Tom?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
I don't even know what happened here in this segment. We're 10 minutes in, and we didn't even really talk about this game at all.
Well,
There
there really
wa-
wasn't much.
There wasn't much to talk about.
I will say the other thing though on the other side of the ball,
Josh Norman.
that to me was really frustrating because as much as like I knew that everybody kind of said Josh Norman will stay on one side normally, that's kind of his thing, so we don't know how much of the Antonio Norman battle we'll get, but I think at some point you have to say, okay, Bashaud Breeland, this is going really bad. Let's go and put the highest paid corner in the whole NFL on him. Now, I don't know if this is Norman's preference of sticking to one side of the field, or if it's a coach's scheme. Regardless of what it is, it needs to be switched because next week they play the Cowboys. That's Des Bryant.
Yeah.
And the following week they play Odell Beckham. So if I'm any of these teams, especially the Giants, because you don't need Odell and Norman fighting,
The Giants are
I'd
going to
never,
rip apart.
Ever bring them to that sideline? Why? What for? If he's going to sit over there and lock down my number 2 wide receiver, sure, that's fine. But I'm not going to let him get anywhere near my number 1 if they're just going to allow me to do it so easily.
And that's what I get, though. I don't get because the Steelers are missing. They were missing a couple top wide receivers. I mean, no, Bryant's out for the whole year, but they didn't even have Wheaton, who was supposed to be the number 2 guy for Bryant this year. So just even I don't get that. How can you call yourself the best cornerback? If you're the best, you play the best and you cover the best. That's why Revis, when he was in his prime, he was shutting down Calvin Johnson.
Oh, he was the best.
And when
he took everyone head on.
and that was a lot of the thing when people were debating with Richard Sherman too. I mean, Richard Sherman did cover top guys sometimes, but also he did stick to one side of the field for a good amount of the time sometimes.
He also had a lot of help too.
He had the best safety combo in the past how many years?
And look at Revis. Revis had Eric Smith and Jim Leonard. So
Well, this is the thing though that I'm trying to understand it because last night when Antonio was on Norman's side, Norman seemed to come alive. He seemed really excited about the matchup and he was really into it. So I don't think he was at any point shying away from it. And I don't know really if there were a couple times that he ended up being forced to travel to the other side of the field. They literally would leave no receivers on the Norman side of the field, and they'd bring them over. So that's why it's interesting to me. Next week, it has to be switched because Dez finished the game against the Giants with 1 catch for 8 yards. You know they're now all week in practice drawing up, a scheme where they're going to have Dez involved.
They're going to be playing a much worse quarterback, though.
No, 100%. But what I'm just strictly speaking,
No,
as far as Dez goes,
I
they're
get you.
going to target him consistently because they know that they need to get their best offensive weapon involved.
Well, who knows if the Redskins realize after that they can't let something happen like that again with Antonio Brown. And look, I think after last night, I don't think there's really any debate on who the best wide receiver is.
Oh, without a doubt.
Odell and Julio Jones are amazing, but Antonio
He's another
Brown,
world.
I don't think I've seen a wide receiver this good since Randy Moss had his first season with the Pats. I don't think
that was
probably,
ridiculous.
or maybe Calvin Johnson during the Madden year when he set the record for most reception yards in the season.
This is the craziest
Closest
thing
thing.
that ESPN I saw last night.
And there's no running back.
Antonio Brown's last 16 games.
Oh my God!
He broke
I saw.
It would be the
incredible.
single season record for yards and receptions.
It was
His
like
last 16.
I think it was
games
over
with Big Ben.
2,000 reception yards
And it's like
and
100
like 16 touchdowns
And it's
and
like 150 catches.
150 catches.
You said his
It-
last
it's
16
nuts.
with Roethlisberger?
Yeah, last 16 games.
Roethlisberger was hurt last year for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And he was out for a week or two.
Yeah.
And they
makes
put
a
in Landry
big
Jones for it.
difference.
And that's incredible. Another reason why the Steelers are a great franchise because he wasn't even a 4th or 5th round pick.
Yeah.
But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this segment. Just pretty much just a beatdown. Steelers look like they might be the class of the AFC with the Pats at this point. I don't really think there's much
Yeah.
competition outside of them.
I think the Bengals
Realistic.
actually still give them a run.
The Bengals look pretty bad. I mean,
How about they win a playoff game first before they got to win a playoff game
They would have
for
won
me.
it last year if Dalton was healthy.
Yeah, no, I mean no.
Was he healthy the year before or the year before?
No. Like he wasn't. He wasn't, but he
I
was a
give him
different
that. I give him
quarterback
that.
last
I know.
That was a
I'm
bad game.
I'm
Also,
just-
Vontae is perfect and
yeah.
stupid play and
Yeah.
Pac-Man Jones. It's
Russian lost his mind.
well, first of all, those are the two craziest guys in the NFL in the first place.
Pac-Man Jones is like,
Wait.
oh no, he's faking.
Can I just add something real quick before we wrap up?
Go
I
ahead.
saw I was down in Florida when I was like 11 years old, and back then they taped TNA Impact Wrestling down there for
Yes.
free. You just line up and go in. And I saw the debut of Adam Pac-Man Jones on Impact Wrestling. He
That
wrestled,
is so
and
awesome.
he stared at my dad, and my dad flipped him off. And then he was like, "Oh, he got him, man!"
I cannot wait to go watch that later. It has to be on YouTube.
Actually-
It's on there.
It's actually impressive that he's still in the league after everything that happened.
That's
I
a
know.
really good
Wait, like
point.
he
And he
shot
actually
up a-
produces pretty decently.
Oh, I thought you were
First
gonna say
of
he produces
all-
music, but never mind.
He produces
He
music.
numbers.
The only time I heard him involved in music was when he went to the strip club and dropped all the money in the strip club, and then he
like-
told them to pick up the money and give it back to him.
That's a business.
He
It's a
didn't even-
businessman.
He didn't even pay him.
That's a good plan there. He knows what he's doing. This Pac-Man. Jones
Oh my
guy.
God.
We can laugh all we want, but he's an entrepreneur. He's over on making money on TNA Impact.
He probably owns the nickname Pac-Man. He probably has some sort of money.
He
invested in
doesn't
that
own
one.
that. The game Pac-Man.
I know that, but no one else is calling themselves. All right, so Pac-Man is gonna sue Pac-Man Jones.
Imagine they did. He's too much of a businessman to let that happen.
Yeah,
though.
no
He's-
way. He'll pay them off. Just he's like
Pac-Man v Pac-Man 2016.
That's the court case of the century.
All right. We got to go to break. When we come back, we're discussing that fantastic Monday Night Football game at the 10 o'clock hour. All right. Be back in a minute.